Let us look at a lesson from Tili Kannada grade 6. The name of this lesson is Panchatantra and the author is M. Gopalakrishna Adiga. So Panchatantra means stories which have birds and animals as the main character, and we learn some moral value out of such stories. So this is one such story. Now I'll explain this lesson briefly and then we will look into the lesson. So there is a king who has 3 sons. But the 3 sons are not interested in studies and they waste the time very lazily. The king is worried because these boys, after they grow older, they have to manage a kingdom. If they have no interest towards studies and if they are so lazy, how will they manage a kingdom? So the king, he tries and appoints a lot of teachers. But these boys, as soon as they see a teacher, they would tremble out of fear and escape, run away from that place. This went on for some time. Then the king arranged for a meeting with all the scholars in his kingdom and puts forth his problem. And he is asking if any of those scholars could help him. So there is silence for a very long time. Then after some time, a person gets up and he says, if you, oh dear king, if you give me the responsibility of your children, I will try my best. So this person, he was called Vishnu Sharma. He was a great scholar, he had a lot of knowledge and he was very famous during that time. So the king became very happy that such a great scholar, such a great person has agreed to teach his children. The king's palace was very huge and there were a lot of tall trees around the palace. So, and the palace had a roof. It had a very long and wide roof. And the shade of these trees used to fall on the roof. So Vishnu Sharma took these boys to a very calm corner in that roof, on the roof of the palace. He made them sit and he also sat opposite to them. Initially, these boys did not like this arrangement. But the way Vishnu Sharma started to teach, that was very different. It was a very rare way of teaching. So he would start off by telling story. He would start his lessons with a story. So, for example, he would start off saying that on the bank of river Godavari, there was a huge tall tree. Birds from different directions used to come and take shelter in the night. So this is how he would start his stories. So the boys, they got interested in listening to this kind of stories and they wouldn't run away. They would sit there and listen to him. So this is how Vishnu Sharma would take examples of birds and animals but still explain moral values in it. So most of his stories would be teaching us values like how to have how to be an ideal friend, how to save your friendship, how to save yourself from bad desires and wishes which will lead to your destruction or which will lead you into trouble. Then how to be very good at the same time being alert, how to be generous at the same time being smart enough to understand what is good, what is bad, who is right, who is wrong. So these kind of life values also he used to teach them. So the boys along with the knowledge also learned how to deal with different kind of situations which we will face every day in our day-to-day life. So this is how the expert, that is Vishnu Sharma, this is how he used to teach them. So there was one such Panchatantra story which is not very famous like the other Panchatantra stories, but still this story is very good. It has a very good moral. So this was the story he once told the boys also. So there was a fox which lived in a cave. The cave was in a place where there were no other people. It was in a very aloof place where there was not many people around. One day the fox goes out And at that time, when the fox was not in its cave, a lion comes there. A hungry and a weak lion comes there. So the lion walks into the cave, it smells all around, and it understands that a fox is living in this. So the lion thinks, why should I go out and search for food? I am already tired, I am already hungry and weak. Let me rest here in this cave and wait for the fox to return. So once the fox returns, I can have my meal. I can eat the fox and have my meal. So the lion stays in the cave. By evening, the fox returns. And the fox sees a lot of footprints and paw marks around. So it realizes that there is somebody inside the cave. And initially it is very scared. Then it gets in some courage and it thinks of a plan to make sure that there is somebody inside the cave. So the fox tells out loudly, "Oh dear cave, what happened to you? Every day you would welcome me, you would call me out and you would welcome me. Today why are you so quiet? If you don't welcome me, I am not getting into this cave." So the lion who was sitting inside the cave thinks, "Oh, this cave must have got scared because I am sitting inside here. And so it is not talking, it's not opening its mouth." So the lion thinks, why not I myself talk like the cave? At least then the fox will get inside the cave. So the lion roars loudly, "Oh dear fox, welcome, welcome." Then the fox is now sure that the lion is sitting inside the cave. So the fox decides, it's time that I have to abandon this cave and run away from this place. I have to save my life. So the fox again screams out loudly, "Hey dear cave, you didn't welcome me. I'm going to abandon you and I'm going to leave you and go from here." And the fox runs away. And while it's running, it thinks for itself. There is nothing called as talking cave. Thank God I saved myself because of my idea and my plan. So this is how the fox saved itself from the lion. So this is one kind of a story. So what is the moral that we learned from here? That you need to think. If you are in trouble, you need to think or make a plan and smartly get out of that trouble. Okay, so this was the main gist of this lesson. Now let us look at the lesson. ಪುರಾತನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜನಿಗೆ 3 ಮಂದಿ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದರು. So in ancient times, a king, he had 3 male children. That means sons. So a king had 3 sons. ರಾಜಕುಮಾರರು ತಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಕೊಂಚವೂ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಕೊಡದೆ ಸೋಮಾರಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. So the 3 princes, they did not show any interest towards education and they spent away all their time lazily. ಇದರಿಂದ ರಾಜನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದುಃಖವಾಯಿತು. So the king was very sad because of this. ಅವರು ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನು ಅರ್ಹನಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ರಾಜನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. So the king thought, if they continue to do this and waste time, then not even one of them will be eligible to become the king and rule this kingdom again. ಅನೇಕ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರನ್ನು ರಾಜ ನೇಮಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ. So he appointed a lot of teachers. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ವ್ಯರ್ಥ. But everything was waste. ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು, ರಾಜಕುಮಾರರು ಭಯದಿಂದ ತತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. So if they just see one teacher, the boys would tremble out of fear and escape, run away from that place. ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಬಂತು, ರಾಜನ ನಿರಾಶೆಯು ಹೆಚ್ಚುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಯಿತು. So the time passed like this and the king's disappointment kept increasing. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ರಾಜ ತನ್ನ ದೇಶದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರನ್ನು ಕರೆಸಿ ಒಂದು ಸಭೆ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ. So finally he arranged for a meeting with all the scholars in his kingdom and he explained his problem to them. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನನಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಲ್ಲಿರಾ ಎಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನಿಸಿದ. And he asked, can any one of you help me? ಬಹಳ ಹೊತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. So for a very long time nobody answered. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತು, ಮಹಾರಾಜರೇ, ತಾವು ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಗೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದರೆ ಕೈಲಾದುದನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂದ. So finally one person among them gets up and he tells the king, "Oh dear king, if you give me the responsibility of your children, then I will try and do my best." ಈ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸನೇ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶರ್ಮಾ. So he was only Vishnu Sharma. ತನ್ನ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಆತ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿದ್ದ. So he was famous all over the country because of his knowledge. ಅಂತಹ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಹೇಳಲು ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದನೆಂದು ರಾಜನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಯಿತು. So such a great person has come forward to help my children, the king thinks, and he feels very happy. ರಾಜನ ಅರಮನೆ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. So the king's palace was very big. ಅದರ ಸುತ್ತ ಎತ್ತರವಾದ ಮರಗಳಿದ್ದವು. So all around the palace there were tall trees. ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿಯೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಗಲವಾಗಿಯೂ ಇದ್ದ ಮೇಲ್ಛಾವಣಿಯ ಕೆಲವು ಭಾಗಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಮರಗಳ ನೆರಳು ಚೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. So the roof of the palace was very long and wide, and in some parts of that roof the shadow of these trees, the shade of these tall trees used to fall. ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶರ್ಮ ಚಾವಣಿಯ ಮೇಲಿನ ಒಂದು ಏಕಾಂತವಾದ ಮೂಲೆಗೆ ರಾಜಕುಮಾರರನ್ನು ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ. So now Vishnu Sharma takes these 3 boys to the roof, to a calm corner in the roof. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕುಳಿರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ತಾನು ಕುಳಿತ. So there he made them sit and he also sat along with them. ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ದ್ವೇಷಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಆ ರಾಜಕುಮಾರರಿಗೆ ಮೊದಮೊದಲು ಇದರಿಂದೇನು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. So these 3 boys, they used to hate to study. So they did not like this at all at the beginning. In the beginning few days they did not like it. ಆದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಈ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏಳಲು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಡವೆನಿಸಿತ್ತು. But within some time they did not even feel like getting up and leaving that place. ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶರ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದ ರೀತಿ ಅಪೂರ್ವ. So Vishnu Sharma's way of teaching was very, very rare. ಅವನು ಹೀಗೆ ಆರಂಭಿಸಿದ. So this is how he used to start his classes. ಗೋದಾವರಿ ನದಿ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದೊಂದು ಮರ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದಿಕ್ಕುಗಳಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಆ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. So on the banks of river Godavari there was a big tree. Birds from different directions used to come and rest and take shelter in the night. So this is just an example of how he would start his classes. ಹೀಗೆ ಅವನು ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ಹೋದ. So this is how he started his classes, and he kept telling lot of stories. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೃಗ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕುರಿತ ಕಥೆಗಳು. So these were all stories related to birds and animals. ಆದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಅವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಗೆಯೇ ಇರುವಂತವು. So but even though the story was related to birds and animals, the situations and the conditions that came in the story was the real what we humans will face in our day-to-day activities and day-to-day life. So the experiences that we used to face, that was coming as some incidences in the story. ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವುಗಳ ಪರಿಹಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕುರಿತ ಕಥೆಗಳು. So their stories were the different kinds of problems that we face and how to find solution. All this he would tell it in a story form to make it interesting. ಆದರ್ಶ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ಯಾರು? Who can be an ideal friend? ಗೆಳೆತನವನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವುದು ಹೇಗೆ? How to save your friendship? ನಮಗೆ ವಿನಾಶ ತರಬಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಹೇಗೆ? How to stay away from wishes or desires that will lead us into destruction or trouble. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನಾಗಿದ್ದು ಜಾಗರೂಕನಾಗಿರುವುದರಿಂದ, ಉದಾತ್ತನಾಗಿದ್ದು ಚತುರನಾಗಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಲಾಭವಿದೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಈ ಕಥೆಗಳು ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಡುತ್ತವೆ. So the stories used to teach you moral life, how to be a good person, but also how to be alert, how to be generous, but also stay smart. So these kind of the stories used to teach you all these values, these moral values. ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶರ್ಮನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕುಳಿತಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಹುಡುಗರು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು, ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದರು. So because of Vishnu Sharma, the 3 boys, they got knowledge as well as they understood how to deal with different kinds of situations and different kinds of problems. ಪಂಚತಂತ್ರದ ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪಂಚತಂತ್ರ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್. ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಓದಿರಬೇಕು. So you also would have read different kinds of such stories from ಪಂಚತಂತ್ರ. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕಥೆಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನಪ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕಥಾಲೇಖನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವು ರತ್ನಗಳಂತೆ ಇವೆ. So some stories are not very famous. Even though they are not very famous, they are still very good. They are so precious stories. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಗುಹೆ ಎಂಬ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. So for example, there is a story called as the Talking Cave. I don't know if most of us have heard of it. This is not a very famous Panchatantra story. So it is called as the Talking Cave. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ರಸಭರಿತವಾದ ಕಥೆಯಾಗಿರುವುದು ಮಾತ್ರವಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಿಂದಿದ್ದು ಆತ್ಮರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿರಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಪಾಠವನ್ನು ಕಲಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. So this is, even though it's an interesting story, it also teaches us an important value, life value, that we have to always be careful and be ready to protect ourselves. Always we are alone. Like you can't keep expecting a lot of people to be around you all the time. So you need to know how to handle your troubles and how to handle your situation, how to protect yourself at all times, how to stay alert, how to stay careful, and how to protect yourself at all times. So this is a story which teaches you this moral. ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನರಿ ಇತ್ತು. So once upon a time in a forest there lived a fox. ನಿರ್ಜನವಾದ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಹೆಯೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ವಾಸ. Nirjana means where there is no people at all. So in a region where there was no people, it was living in a cave. ಒಂದು ದಿನ ನರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹಸಿವಿನಿಂದ ಕಂಗಾಲಾಗಿದ್ದ ಸಿಂಹವೊಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂತು. So one day when the fox was not in the cave, a hungry and a weak lion came there. ಗುಹೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಕ್ಕು ಆ ಸಿಂಹ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಮೂಸಿ ನೋಡಿತು. So the lion went into the cave and it smelled all around the place. ಅದು ನರಿಯ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಳ ಎಂಬುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂದೇಹವಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಸಿಂಹ ಭಾವಿಸಿತು. And this lion understood that there was no doubt for it that it is a place where the fox lives. ಆಹಾರ ಹುಡುಕಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಅಲೆಯುವುದು ಏಕೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಂಚ ಹೊರಗಿಕೊಂಡು ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. So the lion thought, why should I go searching around for food? I will take some rest and stay here. ನರಿ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸವಿಯೂಟ ಸಿಕ್ಕದೆ. And when the fox returns back, I am definitely going to have good food. Then ಮುಸ್ಸಂಜೆಯ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನರಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಮರಳಿ ಬಂತು. So in the evening, the fox returned back to its house. ಗುಹೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಂಹದ ಅಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಗುರುತು ಕಂಡವು. So the fox was just about to enter the cave when it saw unclear footmarks of the lion. ಅದರ ಹೃದಯ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬಡಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳತೊಡಗಿತು. And its heart, the fox's heart started beating very fast. It got scared. ಅನಂತರ ಅದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ತಂದುಕೊಂಡು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೂಗಿ ಹೇಳಿತು. Then after some time it got some courage and it loudly said, ಎಲೈ ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಗುಹೆಯೇ ನಿನಗೇನಾಗಿದೆ? Oh talking cave, what happened to you today? ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ನರಿಯೇ ದಯಮಾಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. Usually every day when I return back, you would say, oh dear fox, welcome. What happened to you today? ಆದರೆ ಈ ದಿನ ನೀನು ಮೌನ. But today you are silent. ನಾನು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರಬಾರದು ಎಂದು ನಿನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟ ಎಂದು ನಾನು ನಂಬಲೆ. So should I believe that you don't like me to enter into the cave? ಸಿಂಹ ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಯೋಚಿಸಿತು. So the lion now thinks for itself. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಈ ಗುಹೆಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ ಎನ್ನುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂದೇಹವಿಲ್ಲ. Since I am here, this cave has gotten scared of me. There's no doubt about it. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಲೇ ಅದು ನರಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ. And for that reason, the cave has not welcomed the fox. ಹೀಗೆಂದು ಸಿಂಹ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಗರ್ಜಿಸಿ ಹೇಳಿತು, ನರಿರಾಯರೇ ಬರಬೇಕು ಬರಬೇಕು. So the lion loudly it roared and it said, oh dear fox, welcome, welcome. ತನ್ನ ಜೀವ ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಪಲಾಯನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ನರಿ ಊಳಿ ಹೇಳಿತು. Now the fox is sure that there's lion inside. So to escape and save itself, the fox is screaming loudly, ಪ್ರಿಯ ಗುಹೆಯೇ, ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ತ್ಯಜಿಸಿ ಹೋಗಲು ನಾನು ನಿಶ್ಚಯಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಓ ಡಿಯರ್ ಕೇವ್, I have decided to abandon you. ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನು ಒಳಗೊಳಗೆ ನಗುತ್ತಾ ನರಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡಿತು. So now the fox is like laughing and smiling for itself. ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಗುಹೆ ಅಲ್ಲವಾ, ಇಂತಹ ಸಂಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. So the lion is saying, the fox is saying, what a talking cave, I have never heard of such an incident. ದೇವರ ದಯೆ ಬಚಾವಾದೆ, it is all God's grace that I got saved. So the fox was so smart enough in handling this situation and it escaped and saved itself from the lion.